welcome back to the channel. So my name is Tara, and today I'm going to be pouring in a couple different molds. So I got the Into Resin Faceted Bear, I got the book mold, and I got this little mold that's like got baby bottles, ducks, and rattlers. This is like a little candy mold or jelly. It's for like doing cakes and stuff and candy, I think is what it's for, really. I got it from Michael's a while back. So I have mixed up already 9 ounces of Let's Resin epoxy, and it's been mixing now for a good 5 minutes. So I'm going to turn this off. Got it in my mini mixer from Let's Resin. I'm going to take my spatula and just scrape off all that resin. So what I'm doing today is actually both of my little brothers are having babies. Well, their wives, of course. uh, they got babies on the way, and I have a baby shower to go to for the oldest little brother's baby coming on Sunday. So I am just making a little gift to go in the baby's room, or whatever she wants to do with it. So I got that all wiped off now, and I'm just going to take my spatula here, and I'm going to get in there and scrape the sides of my cup, because those mixers do not get the sides of your cup. Once again, they only get the middle. So you do want to scrape the sides of your cup, the bottom of your cup, and get all that resin mixed up and incorporated throughout. You don't want to have unmixed or uncured resin. Nobody likes that. So you want to mix it until you don't see any more of the striations. It will look like oil and water. So you just want to keep mixing until you do not see those anymore. Okay. Well, I do see some still. And then once, you'll also see it just clear up. It'll look cloudy, and then when it's fully incorporated, it will clear up. Now there's lots and lots of bubbles from me whipping the resin like you shouldn't do, really, especially if you don't have a way to get the bubbles out, like a vacuum chamber or a debubbling machine. I do, so I'm not too worried about it. But that looks good now. Okay, so I'm gonna do all of this in blue. I'm gonna do the little, I guess I'm gonna do the baby bottles. If I have more, I might do the rattlers. I might just do a few of each, just so I have a couple things to choose from. So they're all gonna be in blue mostly. So right now I have Let's Resin Light Blue. These are the opaque pigments. They're not the paste. They're the opaque pigments. And then I also have the Let's Resin Ocean White. So I'm going to, where's my little cup here? I guess we can use this one. All right, so I won't need much for this. So I think I'm going to get a, I'll take about maybe 40 mils, which is a little over an ounce out for that. Okay. I'm going to put that to the side. And I'm going to get my little mixing cup here. I'm just going to transfer this resin into this cup just because I find it easier to mix in the like colors and stuff better, and it does really well in the vacuum chamber. Oh, oops. Oh. Just gonna scrape all that out real quick. And then put this to the side. Like I've spilt some resin. I got this on a paper towel because it's a handmade mold. Handmade molds will warp your silicone mats. So always put your handmade molds on a silicone mat. I'm going to get a popsicle stick. I did put a ball bearing into this bottle. You can take some tweezers, or not tweezers, some pliers, grab a hold of this, pull it out, and then put a ball bearing down in there, because it has a pigment that will fall to the bottom, and it's really hard to mix those up if you don't have a ball bearing or something in there. So I'm going to give this a real big squirt because these aren't that pigmented. I might need to actually add some white to this too, because it's not really a baby blue, is it? It's a little darker than a little darker than a baby blue, really. So I may go ahead and add some of the ocean white to this as well. Yeah, let's go ahead and add some of that. Oh, I'll take the whole lid off, just the cap. Now this is highly pigmented, so I'm going to start with just a little drop. That's enough. And then go from there and see where we're at with that. Could go with a little bit more. Okay. Now when you're mixing your pigment paste in, just like with your micro powders, you want to mix them in really, really well. You don't want any unmixed pigment paste getting in your mold and not curing, so therefore you'll have holes in your resin or holes in your piece when it comes out, and paste on your mold, on your hands, whatever. So I think that looks pretty good. Looks to be pretty opaque and a good color. Yeah. Let's see. So, yeah, we're going to go with that. You know what? I really should have put that in a bigger plastic cup instead of that silicone one. Silicone doesn't do well in a vacuum chamber. It can add bubbles to your resin and it might overflow. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just transfer it over to one of my little yogurt pots like I like to use. I like using these cups. For one, they're free after you eat the yogurt. And because they're wide, like for small amounts, and so your resin isn't sitting in a deep pot. The deeper the resin is, the faster it heats up and wants to cure on you. And they're thick, so they don't cause it's easy for the vacuum chamber to get the bubbles out quickly. And the plastic that it's made out of, once the resin cures in it, it'll just pop right out. So they're like reusable. So I'm gonna give it just 2 little squirts there. I don't know if all yogurt pots are like that, but these ones are. These are the great value uh, yogurts. Okay, I think that should be good. I don't know why because it's cloudy outside. Seems darker in here. At least to me, I don't. Hopefully you all can see good, but it's starting to storm. It's dark in here. I have no natural light coming in. Okay, so now I'm gonna go put all this in the vacuum chamber. Look, so my paste. So I'm gonna go put this in the vacuum chamber, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, and it is thunderstorming really bad with hail. So if you hear anything, that's what's going on. So first, I'm gonna pour this little guy, and I know you're not supposed to, but I'm gonna spray it. I don't want any bubbles in the eyes, and it's got eyes and a nose in here. So I'm just gonna spray a little bit. Just because I don't want to have to do this again. It's already Friday, and yeah, I want to get this done for them and be ready by when I have to leave on Sunday morning. Okay, so I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna start pouring this down the side as to not incorporate any bubbles from like splashing down there. And then I'm going to stop and squeeze. Probably just caused more bubbles. I didn't think about that, but anyway, just kind of squeeze it around to get it all in there. Maybe rotate it a little bit. And then for safe measure, I'm actually going to go and stick this back in the vacuum chamber after I fill it up a little bit. You don't want to fill it up all the way if you're going to do that because it will overflow. Okay, I'm going to go stick this in the vacuum chamber real quick. Might be a little loud for a second. Okay, and then I'm going to start pouring in these other ones. And spray a little bit of alcohol. Wipe off my edges. Get the alcohol down there in the corners. So don't want to get bubbles in those right angles. Okay. And hope that I have enough for all these. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Check on my bear so it's not overflowing, and it's not yet. And I'm running my dotting tool around those little 90-degree edges down there. Okay. Check again. It's doing good. Wipe off the resin from on here so that when I fill it up, that the resin doesn't get a hold of that and want to follow it over and overflow. And it doesn't look like I'm going to have enough. Oh no. I don't know how I'm going to match that color. Oh my goodness. Oh man, I should have did more resin. Not good. But surely 9 ounces would be enough. Oh, that's not good. I still got to fill up the rest of that bear. I'm going to go ahead and get him out. Okay. Well, oh, it did overflow a little bit, didn't it? Good thing it didn't go any further than that. Okay, well, I guess let's fill up what we can. Oh, man. Huh. Well, well, well. That's going to be hard to match that color, isn't it? Man. I've never really... I've done that book mold in mixed mold. I've never done it in resin before, so I didn't really know how much it was. And my guesstimates were off. Ah, I'm making a mess, I know. A big mess. Stop dropping. Well, dang it. That's not that good. I really wish I would have made up, like, I don't know how much that thing takes. Shouldn't be much. I don't like scraping the cup because it causes bubbles. But I need as much of that resin as I can. Okay, well, I'm gonna, I guess, finish pouring with my whites, and then I'll mix up some more. Alright, well, I'm gonna have to get a Q-tip and get that. I cut off the end of that, didn't I? Alright, I'm gonna spray a little alcohol just to pop those bubbles that got in there from me scraping the cup. And then let's pour a few of these. You know, no, I still gotta pour that though. Okay, I definitely want to do the baby bottles. Do a couple of those. Maybe a rattler. This mold is not made for resin, so it's not real level. Let's see if I can stick. No, it's too tall. Maybe that. Let's fill these up a little bit more. Okay. All right, so have a little bit more. Well, don't really want a white duck now, do we? But let's go ahead. We'll go ahead. Might as well use it all. Oh. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go mix up some more resin. And yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, so I've mixed up 90 mils or 3 ounces of resin. And so I'm going to try and match that color. I'm going to start off slow. Just go with 4 for now. I did a big squirt in, what, 8 ounces or whatever earlier. Okay. Should I go a little bit more? Pretty sure it was pretty opaque or dark, not opaque, but dark whenever I put the white in. So how about let's just go with a drop of, 1 drop of the white and see if we need to go and get any more blue. I thought about adding the rest of that. I was going to say the rest of that white in there of resin, but I don't know. Let's do it this way. Gosh, those opaque pigments, they get a really strong smell to them. I don't know. What do you think? Is that good? I can't tell. I mean, it looks. You know what? Let's try it like this. Let's see what it looks like. And nope, nope. Definitely difference. Definitely a difference. So add some more blue. Big difference there, wasn't it? Okay, let's try it again. Can definitely tell the difference, can't you? What am I gonna do? Goodness. All right. I think it's maybe because it's not as opaque whenever it uh because it looks more opaque in the jar. That's because it is deeper. But if you take it and put it on like a napkin or a different mold or something, whatever, your tape, whatever, it's going to be. I'm just gonna put bubbles on there, you know. All right, let's try it again. It's a little lighter, isn't it? Dang it. All right, well, I'm gonna, I hate to sit here and make you sit through this. Let me do it one more time, and if it's not right, I'll put you on a pause, figure it out, and go from there. Oh, man, that stinks. Okay. Well, I'm going to continue on. I'll be back. All right. So it's not a perfect match, but then again, it's never going to be a perfect match. You basically can never get the same color again if you're mixing colors together. So I'm just going to go with what I got. So I'm going to start filling up this little guy first. This has already been through the vacuum chamber. Too much. Stop it. Oh, I probably wasn't supposed to dome that, was it? With it being a handmade mold. Oh. Let me see. Let me look at my other one real quick. Well, I think it might be alright. Might take a little bit out. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna fill this up and maybe mix it in a little bit so maybe you won't be able to tell that it's a different color. And obviously the lid is going to be a little off, but can't do much about that. Handmade with love, not perfection, like I always say. Okay, now let's spray a little bit out. Well, maybe a lot of it. The thing comes out pretty strong. And hopefully I made up enough this time. Oh, wow. You've got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. Okay, I'm going to take my silicone tool and go underneath of this lip because it's notorious for getting bubbles in there. And if you kind of raise up the mold with your silicone stick or whatever tool you're using, I find that it does help in getting those bubbles out most of the time. Some molds are just notorious for being really hard to get bubbles out, but you squeeze the tip right there, get those bubbles out of the way. and then suck it back through. I can't see anymore, but that doesn't mean that there's not. So let's see. Hard to see through this mold, you know. Oh, see? Big one right there. I can, it looks like there's one right there, but yeah, maybe that was it. I don't know. Oh, this one's a hard one. And I have a bad feeling that this wasn't enough resin still. And I think that was all I had in that bottle. So let's hope it's enough. We're at least close to it. Goodness. Don't you hate when that happens? Thought this was going to be a quick pour. Like, just throw the resin in there and be done. No, it is not. You gotta be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. This thing is so little. It's little, I mean, it looks so little and thin. You would think it wouldn't take any more than 3 ounces of freaking resin. Well, I put some of it in there, didn't I? Jeez. All right, well, I'll figure this out. I mean, it's up over that, but it could use some more. So I'll figure it out, and we'll be back on demold. All right, so everything is cured now. And would you believe that when I went to mix up the a little bit on this last one where I was still short, so I mixed up, I don't know, it was like 40 mils to add to this, and I added just like a couple, like 3 drops of the blue, and because it was such a small amount of resin, instead of using the ocean white, this is very, very pigmented, I used the Mirandy drops because it was, you know, it's thinner, and it was the exact same color. So I don't know how that happened because normally you cannot get the exact same color, but it was, and I was just blown away. So that never happens. Oh my goodness. How do I get this out of here? Let me get dotting tool. Let me get it started a little bit. Come on. Okay. Well, my hands are killing me this morning for some reason. So I'm having a hard time demolding. Let's see. Okay. I don't know how I'm going to get that thing out. That bear is really hard to demold, and yeah. Alrighty. It turned out good. Need to take that edge off of that. Oh. Do not tell me this fused. How did that do that? Oh my God, don't tell me it fused. I've only used this mold one other time. Oh my goodness. Okay. That looked like it was fused to it. Okay. But it did rip. Great. Really? Timu. I've literally used this mold one time, and it was for I used actually I used Perfect Cast in it. Gonna make a candle out of it. Never got around to putting the candle in it, or making the candle rather. Oh, I can't believe that ripped right there. I'm gonna try to be easy with it so it don't rip any further, hopefully. Okay. All right, so this turned out good. Let's see. I think I need to maybe try to paint the pages white. Yeah, if I can. I got some oil. I think I got some oil-based paint, and I got plenty of acrylic paint. So I'm gonna try to do that. All right, get these little things out of here. Okay. Oh, those are cute. Those are cute. The little baby bottles and the little duck. All right, now let's try to get this thing out. Goodness. I might have to put you on a pause because last time I had a really hard time with it. And like I said, my hands are killing me this morning. I'm probably going to struggle quite a bit with this. So let me get some. This is just soapy water. Do not use alcohol to get my molds out, get my castings out of the mold, especially with handmade molds. Do not do that. A lot of people do. I do not, because once again, alcohol dries your molds out. This is not a cheap mold by any means. And I've had it before when I tried it, like dull out the casting. Like it had dull spots all over it. So I do not do that. Alright, I gotta pull him up to me so I can kind of pull on his feet and break the suction on his head down there. I don't know how. Oh gosh. Yeah, I don't know. I really should have gloves on, digging my fingers down inside that mold like that. I don't want to put fingerprints all over the mold. So I'm going to do that real quick. Sorry. All right, well, let's try this again. I don't know why they made this mold this shape. Really. It just seems like a circle or something smaller around would be easier to get out, because it makes it real thick right here and right here, and I don't care what kind of silicone you got, that thick of a silicone is going to be hard to demold. All right, I'm just going to have to put you on pause. This is going to take me a minute. All right, that thing flew across the room. Hopefully nothing broke on it. I don't know. Okay. All right. Well, he's fine. Okay. He's cute. He's all right. But man, that thing is really, really hard to get out. All right. So plan was somehow to attach this guy to that. This bear comes with a little heart that you pour and you stick it in there, like this one. Hold on. I had done this one before. It's like that. And you just glue it in there. But instead of doing the heart, my idea was for him to be holding the bottle. I don't know if I need to put him like... probably shouldn't have poured the whole thing like that if I was going to do that. But I had... Anyway, somehow to attach the bottle into there. If I can get a good... adherence. I don't know where I'll have to stick that though. It's not touching very close. So how can I do that? I don't know. It's touching on one side of the bottle. I don't know if that's going to be good enough. Maybe... nope, that's worse. Yeah, maybe I should have poured these thinner so that I could stick them together. I don't know if that would have touched better. Yeah, dang it, because I don't... that's too big, and I'm not sanding those down. That's too much work. it would have touched better. But I don't know. But it is touching the belly a little bit and the arm. So I could use my UV bonding resin, or I do have some of that 5-minute epoxy. If I could get it sat there good to do that in a couple different places. Oh, that is cute. The pages of the book really need to be white, and then I'm gonna do his eyes. It's gonna look weird black though, aren't they? And they're gonna look weird white probably. I don't know. I'll have to play around with that. I wish I could do something to the book. It's kind of plain. Or maybe I shouldn't have done the same color. I don't know. Oh man. Maybe I shouldn't have done the same color. What could maybe sit it there and just stick a couple of these around or something. I don't know. I wish somebody could be here to help me out on that. Give me some suggestions. Really. That might, well, that might be all right. Once I get his eyes, nose, and the pages done, maybe it won't look so strange right now. It's cute, but it looks a little unfinished, you know, a little plain. So yeah, let me do some thinking. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, and I did go ahead and finish it without you because it was quite difficult to do it under the camera without getting my big head in the way, and it took quite a long time to do it. But anyway, so here it is. But I will explain what I did. So it turned out good, I think. So first I went and used the 5-minute epoxy and glued the bottle into the bear's belly, and I ended up having to sand down the side of the bottle because uh, uh, it went down too far and it wouldn't sit flush. So I sanded down the little bottom of the bottle right there. I painted the heart blue to match the eyes and nose. Black didn't look right. White looked weird. So I did it with like a darker metallic blue. And then his name is going to be Kai. I don't know where they came up with that, but KYE. So I had some little stickers and I put that on there. And then I just did a flood coat of resin, and which was a little difficult. That's why I had a hard time. I wouldn't have been able to like record it because it runs over. I've never done a flood coat before, and I was afraid it was going to just destroy it. So it was kind of a flood coat, but kind of just a top coat because I didn't want it to run all the way over, but I didn't want it to just stop right there, you know. So I kind of let it roll over on this side and just kept, you know, wiping it as it went, but I just kind of pulled it to the tops or to the edge of these ones like I said, I've never done a flood coat before, and I was afraid I was just going to ruin it, you know, so I just kept an eye on it and let it roll over on this side, but just, like I said, pulled it to the edge on this one. And then I just added the bear and these little things on top of it. But, yeah. Oh, and I used some paint. Where is it? What's it called? I think this is oil-based paint by Master's Touch. Got these in a big pack from Hobby Lobby, and that went on really good. It had really good coverage, and yeah, I only had to do one coat of it, and it turned out good, except for it looked like it chipped off right there. I may have touched it. But yeah, other than that, I think it turned out pretty good. So, I don't know. What do you think? I did notice, though, that the resin did kind of pull back right there. So I'm not real happy with that, but maybe they won't notice. I don't know. But yeah. Oh man, look. Oh, I must have touched it underneath there and got resin right there. It's the underside though, so maybe they won't notice. But I think it turned out pretty cute. Yeah. Yeah, I think it turned out all right. Definitely a labor of love. I was working on this for hours trying to get everything right, changing the colors on the eyes and the nose, and I did one of them colored the bow, but then this little part right here had bubbles in it, so it looked bad. So I took that off, put the other one on. So yeah, it was a mess. So, but in the end, it's all right. So. All right, well, I'll get you some pictures and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.